Yo, Cleo in the building. Listen, Cleo, let me tell you the funny thing about it, right?
Yeah.
Marwa told the audience, say when he leave the Scamarazi village, what we reactors were going to do. He had no clue. We follow him every place he go. We follow him to Washington. If he go to Guantanamo Bay, we going. Any place he going. Because let me tell you something. Every scam, every plot, everything in the book, we going in. It don't matter. So any place he go, we going to be right there looking.
That's the thing, that's where the problem is. But when the child has learned a lot from Seventh-day Adventist, this child, the church loves the money, and all the people that goes there would love the money. So if he loves
Mhm.
the money, he'd like to protect that. Remember, Ayamara wants to shame the reactors, because that's exactly what Seventh-day Adventist does. If you don't pay tithe, you basically get ashamed in front of the church. So
Mm.
God bless America. God only blessed America and did not bless the rest of the world, right? Because that's how it is. He's there in America. He loves America. He wants to be in America. So God bless America. Out of 192 countries in the world, God only decided he's going to bless only America out of all the countries in the world. Amazing. But did not bless African Americans, or did not bless Africa. That's how the situation is.
Mm.
So you were like, I just want to ask you this question. Um, do you feel like you hate Mara? Because what people are saying in some of the comments, people are talking about hate, that we trying to bring the brother down. The brother is
Mm.
working hard.
No,
The
no, 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 no. This isn't called hate like Cleo. Marwa has scammed people. People, man, listen, I got videos of people talking. You know what that's almost like? The police investigating the situation and they say the police hating. The police
mm-hmm.
ain't hating, the police investigating the situation. That's our position as reactors. And that's what we're doing. We're reacting on situations of being advocates for people. And at the same time, they call it hate, but we call it enlightenment. We trying to enlighten y'all on what these villages are doing to y'all.
Yeah.
I think what it is with people, their problem is they're such a diehard fan for someone that they don't want to see no wrongdoing in that person. But that's the issue that we face in the world. How could you sit and adjust to someone that's doing people wrong and act like it's all right? That just goes to show you the energy of a lot of people and their mindsets in this world we live in. When we talk about the money that he owed, we talk about the Afro Indians, these are not made up stories. For someone to say that we hating, for an example, on an Afro Indian, who has the balls, the audacity to tell the crowd you're going to bring kids down here that can't get through immigration? But when we are like the people, we're haters. That sound like a hater to you, Cleo?
Now I believe that the people that actually write the comments, they are basically hypnotized, because it's not normal when a person is, that we are talking about, the subject that we are talking about, that person actually is doing something wrong, but you saying something is right. So being hypnotized is something like those people that are talking about that, they're victims, of themselves. They hate themselves. They think they will say something, then life will be better. But all I can say is that, for example, David talks about building the church. How
Mhm.
can you build the church when you don't go to church? How can you build the church? You don't
Mm.
even know the Good Friday. How can you build the church when you have committed, your sister and your brother have committed adultery and against the 10 commandments? When your brothers and yourself and your uncle have committed, have stolen money. So stealing money is one of the commandments in a Seventh-day Adventist. Not stealing money is one of the commandments, and not committing adultery is one of the commandments. So you tell me, how do you hate a person? A person is committing adultery, and you are saying to underage women, girls, is using child labor, and then you say no, the brother is trying to build himself up. How do you talk about that? Here comes Dante, Aaron, comes wants the little girl, you know, wants a young girl, a young woman, because he's looking for stability in his life, and plus he wants to grow. You know, he wants to make sure that, you know, he gain confidence, because obviously when you got a young girl, you gain confidence, some sort of confidence, because Aaron Dante cannot match, you know, people his stature, you know. Aaron Dante is also one of the guys that were poor before, and he benefited from this capitalism. So what do you know when somebody is a capitalist and you're saying that is correct? Somebody is using poor people, sick people, and using people, the children from India, to say, okay, guys, let's raise the funds. Then after that, the GoFund, after all that money, then you come back and say, okay, we can now use the money to build the biogas.
But you know what? I want to say this. How could Aaron Dante, as a man in America, let me tell you why I lost even more respect for him. Here with D. Mungo talking about they're going to build biogas. But this man in America, why haven't he even addressed D. Mungo about Jam Tours and the money that they owe him? You don't think that's kind of wrong? Like, why wouldn't you address Jam Tours? You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of business partner are you? That just go to show you he a scammer too, and he grimy and dirty. He don't care. All they care about what they can do. And even if the biogas is really real, I don't know. It could be fake. It could be another publicity stunt. You know, I feel.
So why can't he address the Dante Tours money? Jam Tours. I mean, not Dante Tours. I mean, Jam Tours Africa's money. You know, when you come here, you said you're gonna lie to a little girl like D. Mwango, that basically, you know, you're gonna start, you're gonna build what you call this. You're gonna build the gas. You cannot. It's impossible. He cannot build a gas thing. You know, he's speaking. I don't think he's thinking with his brain. He's thinking with his waist. You know, below his waist.
Well, I can still say that, because if he had enough common sense to know that they couldn't get Afro-Indians through immigration, the biogas could be a front too. So when it comes to the government and stuff like that, is it that easy for them to build biogas? And they got to get pull permits and stuff. How do they know that Africa going to allow them to do that? What's your take on that? What is the regulations when it comes to they building this stuff?
There's a lot of paperwork that you need. Basically, you in Kenya alone, you need an approval before you can buy a land, before you can think of a land. And there's what you call exploration license. Like, you need to explore that you're going to do this, because, you know, biogas is one of the things that we call it RE. RE means renewable energy. So you need the exploration license in Kenya from the government. You needed to show your projects that you're gonna do this. Then you need what you call. You need exploration. You need the sort of clearance on aviation, because we don't know how you're gonna be, you know, carrying a gas. Are you gonna use it? How are you gonna carry it? You also needed the license, water permit, because you're gonna use lots of water there. So you need a water permit, because this water is gonna be used at the factory, you know. Then you need a rent clearance, because the land, if it's gonna be used by Dante, and that it means that Dante is an investor. So I'm gonna explain to you. You know, the land has to be rented, and plus they have to come and check if that place can be used for biogas. So Nyabo Hanse, I don't think, because it's a community, I'm not really sure that it's going to be possible. And you need a rates clearance. You need a land registration. So Dante and D needs to register the land. It's not about the father who's walking around with the daughter and say, I bought a land for $250 or 200 and what, or there's more money. Right now, they've not paid full amount of the land that are claiming there's going to be biogas. They've not paid the full amount. Only $250 is actually nothing, absolutely nothing. So how are they going to get land registration? How are they going to get
lie, another publicity stunt, another game, another mind manipulation?
Yes,
they're probably going to change it up later on and say they couldn't get that. They're going to do something else with the land.
It's going to happen. You need also geothermal, because the biogas is a flammable. It's a flammable. You know, things. So you need a geothermal resource license, you know, and you need the electricity generation, because as I said, it's RE. It's a renewable energy. So it's regarded under that electricity generation license, you know, because people use gas in order to, instead of using, you know, electric stove. So it's regarded under that. You need approval also from PPA, from the ERC. You need also a change of the what of the use, because the land was initially used by the community, and it was cannot be easily be changed into factory. You can't do things at random. That country belongs to Kenya, not to Ayamara's family or D Mwango or Dante. Who is Dante? So you also need developmental what permit. So to get all these papers and other papers, like you need investors, you need to sign the investors papers as well. So because Dante will come in as an investor, so you need a registration of that, and you need to apply for investors, things that you're gonna do there. You need a lot of things. You need a lot of paperwork. So in a nutshell, this project may not take off and will never take off. There's a lot of authorization, regulatory systems, the licenses. You need to form the characters, how much your inventory is. So this actually requires a lot of big guys, not people.
So clear. I'm glad you say that. In so many words, it's another publicity stunt. It's another game they running. You think about it when it comes to Africa and the government and stuff. Who is there? Them they coming in there. What power they feel they got to make a whole bio plant? You feel me? Like,
and you also need bribery. You need to bribe the minister of what? The minister of energy. So you need to bribe, and then you need also to give them shares on what you're gonna do. It means that you need millions and millions of shares. But that land, they only bought it for small money. They didn't even finish. They didn't pay half of the money. I think it was only $250 or $240, and they haven't paid it 200 and something. I think it was all together should have been $500. The land like that cannot be used for biogas. So do they have millions to bribe the ministers of energy? Do they have enough money to give shares to some of the ministers, people in government? Because that's a big business right there, and it involves energy. You don't just wake up in the morning and then you say you're gonna do this. If you failed, let me ask you a question, King of Traveler. If you failed to bring the kids, from India, 2 kids or 3 kids or 1 kid, from India, how are you gonna start with inventory of regulatory requirements? Because there are requirements to start what and operate anything that has to do with the renewable energy project in Kenya. You need a lot of studies. You need to have objectives that you're gonna do that, and what method you're gonna use, and what are your license? Do you satisfy the license inventory? There are a lot of licenses.
Well, this is what I want to do, Cleo.
It's a time consuming.
Some of the subscribers, people in the audience, what y'all think about this situation with this whole biogas situation with D Mungo? Because this is deep what Cleo is saying, because I want to see what the audience got to say. Cleo, let me tell you why. Because also, I was talking about the passport situation with Marwa in America as a Kenyan, but some people had different ways that he could get visas and stuff. So I want to see what the audience have to say too, because I'm learning just as well as anything. I just think it's just crazy for them to talk about biogas situation. But also too, Aaron, I want to say this to you, brother. Your business partner D Mungo is a scammer now. So Aaron, make sure your paperwork right, so you won't get scammed. You know what he did? I'm just letting you know. You know what she did to jam tours along with Marwa. So you're looking bad because you're already a part of the scamming family. But to be on the safe side, brother, get your paperwork so they can't play you. Because Aaron, Dante, you're nothing special. I'm gonna be real. You're nothing special. What you are American investor. You're just an American investor to them, okay? You're starstruck. You're happy to be around them. So make sure you have paperwork so they can't play you in the end. That's all I'm saying to you, brother.
They're using each other. Let me tell you something. Dante and D Mwango, they are using each other emotionally, and I don't think Dante is thinking with his head, is thinking with his below the waist, So the other one, because D Mwango, it needs to. This guy's got a middle life crisis at the age of this guy. What you call Aaron Dante has a middle life crisis. So much middle crisis. So the guy is becoming a passport bro. So he wants to, he's craving, like the girl D Mwango is craving for stability. They never had stability, as they said already. They come from poor family, poor background. So he's looking for stability from Dante. You can check, the background of all the boys, all the men that she went out with. They're all older than her. Okay, they're all older than her. So this means that Dimwango is looking for stability in her life that she never had before. She's looking for somebody that can act like as a father figure. Even though, don't think that in the home where there's a father and there's always a father figure, there's a difference between a man being in the house and being a father figure. These are two different things. It does not mean because there's a father in the house that it means that there's a father figure. These are two different things. And also, Dimwango had a bad dating experiences. You can check all her videos from Ponty to what's his name, BJ, BJ guy. Then she had a bad experience. She has all dated older men because then she knows that the older men can make you feel desirable, wanted, needed. And the older man can offer you the best lifestyle because Aaron Dante has money. According to Dante, he's a rich guy. So, Dante is prepared for a relationship or, for this slave queen, that type of thing. And the man like that, Dante, maybe he knows women inside the bedroom and maybe also outside. Everything else and how to not be afraid. So the man is going to represent that kind of father figure. But also himself, Dante, he has a problem because he has a middle life crisis. He wants to relieve his problems that he has, and he wants to deal with his middle life crisis by being in a position, being in a company of a young person like Dimwango. He wants to retain. He wants to have that attention again. He wants to have that patriarchy because he cannot match with the other rich, educated women back in America. And because of that, he can provide sex for experimental to a Kenyan or for a Kenyan from Kenya. Then he can also because he's afraid of commitment himself. Dante is a person that looks like he cannot commit himself to anything else. Maybe he's selfish a little bit, So all these things is public stunt. He wants more views because he wants a recognition. He's stuck in this family and he wants a recognition. He thinks that if he goes for a young girl, he will grow. So all these things, like it's beneficial to him. So can I ask you something, King the Traveler?
Talk to me.
Yes. Are you a controversial or are you a reactor? Because these people, they think that we are controversial, here on this platform.
Well, I'm a reactor, but life get controversial sometime. Because when you going up against the grain of what people don't like, it becomes controversy. So you can call me a reactor of controversy. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, somebody messaged me and said, "LOL, you the king of the witches and the witches and the wizards." I tell them I'm the damn warlock. So you can take it how you want to take it. Life is full of controversy sometimes because I'm a type of person. I believe if you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything. Me myself personally, we live in a world that they call it bandwagon riders. So if you ride the bandwagon, you cool. I don't ride the bandwagon. I don't mind going against the grain.
Okay, cool.
Some reactors say they call it a different word, disrespect people. Let me see how they say it. They don't never criticize or something. But me personally, as a reactor, I speak my mind. I speak how I really feel. You know what I'm saying? Like we talk about Eric Dante right now with the whole gas project. I'm still in questioning, is it really going to be a gas project? Especially after you done said what you said about all the ropes they got to go through. You know what I'm saying? I feel they think and it is what it is. I mean, So if people go against that, people feel like I be kind of disrespectful sometimes, but that's their opinion. That's how I react on situations. I'm just a straight shooter. That's what people respect about me. They say they like me because I'm a straight shooter. I don't sugarcoat. I speak how I really feel.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
If it gets me in a controversy, it is what it is. Malcolm X got in the controversy. Martin Luther King got in the controversy. They said it was controversial, but they were just trying to stand for something. Malcolm said, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. It is what it is.
It is what it is. So you're not stealing the art of Ayamara in Ayamara's family. You're being informative. You don't hate these people. You're just trying to be informative And actually we are supporting, because what happens, King the Traveler, is that people think reactors are exploiting the revenues of the other YouTubers such as IMR and his family. But to tell you the truth, they benefit a lot. They milk the reactors. How do they do this?
Mm-hmm.
If all these reactors are busy watching the videos of Dimwango, Davey, Ankomo, and other people who came to play, Ivan, all these guys, Dante, watching all these other channels, and as well as the IMR as well. So the moment you keep watching, because you have to study the material first before you can provide information, and when you do that, you're giving more views to their videos, and you're making their videos recognizable. Because what happens is, if I got your videos, King the Traveler, I will see all the videos that you've been watching of Ayamara, of Dimwango, of Uncle Mo, of David. If I go to Modesta's videos, I will see what she has been watching. If I go to Black Beauty TV, Crooked the Traveler, if I go to all these people, I'll see what they have been watching. So the moment you do that, you are giving them also views. But you need information from them. You need to watch first, because it has to be it has to be informative. But the thing, the truth of the matter is that if we leave them to build the church, if we leave them to build the church that says you have to pay 10% tithe, the church that takes the money Adventist and invested it in weapons and arms and the vehicles that kills people in all these countries, and you keep investing, and you King the Traveler and the other people are going to donate money to David to build the church, that the father is going to be the elder and the investors in this, and the mother, and they're buying the whole land of Onyabohansi. You give them that opportunity. You must know that that church already is committing crimes elsewhere by investing their stocks in mining. They don't want, in the Church of Adventists, they said don't wear any jewelry, but those are they are invested. The churches to invest in mining and jewelry companies, in real estate, and in weapons that kills people. So, and the church is already famous. One of your subscribers said, it's 15 billion. The church is worth 15 billion. I believe it's more than that. These guys that are investing like nobody's business. They have got the schools, they have got a healthy, hospitals, they have clinics. These are companies that are owned by Adventist churches, So these are investors. So we don't know if David is telling the truth that he's going to raise the funds, or is that somebody wants to invest from the church, or if they don't build the church is going to shame them, because that's what they do. Adventist church can shame you if you don't pay the tithe, if you don't follow the rules, if you probably break one of the rules. But now here you have, as we said already, that these people have committed adultery, and the church has already done that. So what's your take on that, King the Traveler? Do you care for these YouTubers? Do you care, or you don't care?
No, everything is cool. We just try to enlighten the public, especially like you speaking about the church. Cleo, you have to understand something. As Davey Jr., the main person talking about representing the church and doing this and doing that, Davey Jr. asked his mom what Good Friday mean. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't. So I'm listening to this brother, and his mama had to explain what Good Friday was and what it represent. So how could a man talk about a church and he don't even know what Good Friday even represents? So it's almost like it puts me in a position that this dude is just trying to use the church for money. It's not even about the real representation of somebody he really don't know about. You got a brother that say he don't believe in God. I mean, like, it's questionable. You got to understand, it's not about that. It's things that they say that don't add up at the end of the day, Cleo.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And also, too, if you look in their patterns of what they've done in the past, first you start to lie, then it becomes a habit, then it becomes a way of life. And I have seen them. I think what has happened on the YouTube platform, the real master class is the lying scam class. They have lied so much that it became a lie. So their whole entertainment is about lying for the dollar bill. So, it's almost like we just making the public aware for the donators, and rather they want to donate past that, that's up to them. But
It's up
that's
to
what
them.
we're trying to enlighten, you know, just to see the bigger picture.
So, you know, if these people that that reactors are reacting to, if they think that they have a freedom of choice on YouTube, I'm saying you are lying to yourself. YouTube makes more money than you. So don't come here and try to control the platform that is already milking you and is milking us. And you are milking on reactors and milking also on the subscribers and donors. So if you think you have a freedom of choice on YouTube, you could be lying to yourself, especially being here in Africa. You know, how much you make on YouTube when you got the views from Africa, from your country? No. So you don't even get more money from your own views from your own country. So I don't think you're going to build your channel based on people that are trying to put you on the correct, that are trying to put you correct. Like you must be upright. I mean, you got to listen. It takes the whole village to raise a child. You know, we're not saying you're a child. We're trying to raise you. But all these reactors, I believe, they're trying to make you aware of what you're doing. You know, like we said already, God bless America. But what about your country? Is your country not? Should your country not be blessed?
So Cleo, let me ask you a question. What do you think is going to happen around the village of Scamarazi? They call it Navahazi. When you have all these still poor people in poverty, and this family are bragging about their riches all day, putting themselves on camera in front of people, you ain't think they're going to have to get some serious security? Because you don't think that the poor people is going to be like, can you give me something to eat? Can you look out for me? Like what you feel on that?
I think, because it's not, I don't think many people knows, even this family, because it's just, a few people that knows these people, in their own village. It's okay. They would need maybe extra security, but that's what rich people do. People with the money always have a security. In those countries, maybe they have a person that sits there with a button, can beat up the shit out of, can turn off the lights of anybody who wants to be sniffing around, But what is that's what's the difference? People maybe will be going there just to react and being recognized. The poor people are the ones that goes there who are probably looking for views and subscribers, So nobody will harm them. I don't think they'll be harmed. I don't think they need this. I heard IMR last time when he had a meetup. He said he changed to the meetup venue because he thought he was going to be attacked. He believed that somebody's going to attack him in America. So Jay-Z cannot be attacked, but IMR is going to be attacked. Just imagine that. So all that's happening there, including the Sabbath day, they're not keeping. And you said you believe in God, whatever. Maybe you're right. They need the church. They need the church to be protected. I guess the church will protect them. But maybe it's just a part of raising money. So all these things that you have asked, but you should understand that these people are committing a sin in the eyes of God. The same God they don't want, the same God they are praising, the same God that they say they believe in, they are breaking the commandments. They're breaking the
commandments. Cleo, let me jump to something right quick. This just came to my mind. I was thinking about that white, what's the girl, the white girl, what is her race? What do they call her? What is she? The Poland girl.
Yeah.
You ain't thought that Poland girl, that looked kind of weird as a Poland girl with 3 black guys. You ain't think that could have been a setup too? What you think about that? Because, man, when you got a name, especially in America, if she said that somebody did something to her, that they could get in big trouble. And just thinking about Marwa and them videos he was kissing them girls in the mouth and stuff like that, like, he might have got too aggressive. And let me tell you something, America is not the place to play with. If a bright-skinned girl like that say in America that you look at her funny, you going to prison, bro. That situation there look kind of dangerous, And I just wonder what happened to her. That's why I'm asking. I'm just kind of thinking what could have happened to her.
You can have I think what I can just say, is that I'm thinking that she was. I don't think they can try something untoward, knowing very well that the rules of the laws of America are very harsh, and it can put anybody that's a superstar on basically, on the way down. The same way you went up, that's the same way you're gonna go down. I'm thinking that she was brought in as an extra in the movie and as an extra in a drama, because everything is about drama. It's about drama. So whatever they're gonna say, whatever, your friend, what's his name, Ivan, who's just writing on his community, but he doesn't talk about the death of his uncle, and we're just hearing it from Ayamara or hearing from somebody else. I don't think they could have done anything, but they could have called her to come through, because some people are suggesting that she basically with what's his name, Ivan in the house. Excuse me, Ivan in the house. But I'm also thinking that she was part of just to act that part. Probably she was not even in the plane. It's just a booty call. This is what you're gonna do, and that's what she was blown. I mean, she looks like somebody who is a booty call. Somebody you can call. You can call the company and say, "Can we have about 1 hour, 2 hours, or a day? We're gonna pay this much just for a video and stuff like that." She shows up, or they don't even tell her. Just like they've been acting, just like a certain Sultan has been acting, Ivan has been acting, everybody's been acting. Everybody's actually acting in this, So all I'm trying to say here is that I don't think they could have done anything to harm her, but they could only try or kiss her, knowing very well that reactors are following behind them, But they could have called her for, pay fee, like pay. You come here for 2 hours, whatever. Your job is not maybe to do all this. Is your job is just to be displayed, So, I mean, these people have been lying. Ayamara told it, his host from his own country. He lied that they never had a car. But I watched many years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the video that he made of a lorry from his previous house. There's a lorry that does not move. It's stuck there for years and years. And he said in that video that basically that lorry was owned by two people, his father and another person. So they had a car. But he told that guy who's hosting him currently, that guy's from Kenya. And he just told that guy that they never had a car in their house, So everything, like he always say, tricky situation. What does that tell you? If a person keeps saying tricky situation, of course it's a tricky. That's what he means. Clickbait. It's going to do something tricky, That's basically that's a clickbait. So instead of saying,
pretty much play on the crowd emotions by any means necessary.
Except that's what it means. When he says in his videos, it's a tricky situation. Basically, what he means is a clickbait. This is a clickbait, So you gotta go beyond reasonable doubt in order to know exactly what could be, happening, there. But I will tell you something that, the whole idea here, I don't think there's any reactor that hates. Maybe the only thing that you guys are saying that, the reactors are using the videos of Ayamara to say to attack him or whatever, things like that. Reactors reacting is one of the niche, So don't try, if you know that you can, like Ayamara, nobody's stopping you. So stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Don't come to videos or for other people and say whatever you have to say. Things like that. You can come and say, express yourself, but you don't see reactors going.
Well, we do that. We express ourselves too, because you got to understand, like, it's like we even express ourselves because the audience, who don't have channels, they look up to us on a lot of things we say and what our thoughts and stuff is too. All that's part of the reacting game, because let's face the reality, Cleo, a lot of stuff come into question. You know what I'm saying? And you got to remember one thing too. When you got a set of people that's known for scamming and have this organization set up online, a lot of people in the audience want to make sure they're thinking the same thing too. Because you got to remember this. If it wasn't for us reactors, man, they probably would have been taking so much money from people, manipulating people, lying.
I said in the last video that you should appreciate the reactors, that they have changed these guys the pattern. They were gonna steal more. So instead of you guys that are coming, you should be saying that things have changed. Things have changed, you know. So these people are the people that can forget their age. They
Yeah,
forget
and
their
see,
age.
and
They
at
for-
this point, a lot of people in there, they're trying to still prove points in the village. Yeah, look what we got. We got this, we got that. Man, get it, man. I ain't gonna lie. Matter of fact, Aaron Dante built a few skyscrapers in there. Get Marwa a couple helicopters for his house. Build some hospitals over there, man. Build 10 churches. Get everybody
Mm.
cars over there. I hope the best for you, man. Prove us a point, bro. Prove us y'all got the money. Cause guess what, brother? We got money too,
Where
but
is
we ain't gotta
where's
prove
the
nothing to
gem towards
y'all.
money?
Huh?
Where's the gem towards money, man? Can you please ask the guy to pay Jim towards money? Ask
Hey,
him,
listen.
please.
Aaron Dante, though, man, all this you trying to play big shot in the village. Can I ask you a serious question, American brother? Where's jams towards money?
Yeah.
How could
And
you do
where's the money
business
of
with a
the
person
Indians?
knowing they owe jam towards? You don't got the
Where are
message
the
by
Indians,
now.
children? Where are the
Huh?
Indians?
Yeah, Aaron, yo, seriously, bro, where the Afro Indians, bro? Like honestly,
You
like
know?
people really want to know, like, why are you still trying to tell people, oh, we doing this and doing that? We want justice for these people, bro. We want y'all to start speaking. It's funny how Ma would change up everything on the Afro Indians after we start exposing him. So Aaron Dante, man, you claim you got all these multi-millions and all that. Now you claim you putting a plant over there in Africa and all that. Aaron, it don't work like that, brother. It ain't that easy, man. But the thing is,
And also understand, for the people that comment, you must understand that these people that are making sure there's a drama, no viper, no drama, no more drama. So there's gonna be drama both sides. The reactors are not doing drama. They're not doing drama here. They're reacting to the videos. So if the YouTubers are doing drama, you gotta understand that anybody else is gonna anything that's harmful, it's gonna be reacted to. So let me ask you, King the Traveler, are you harmful to the content creators like Dimwango, like Ayamara, Dave, and Ankomo? Are you harmful to them because they're content creators?
we you say harmful, like could you feel like I stir up some
Reacting,
stuff?
yeah, yes, yeah, like the way
Well, I could
we
definitely say I'm harmful to them, but it ain't just me. It's a whole army behind them. It's the other reactors. All of us is harmful to them because you have to understand. You know what I'm saying? Our views get out there to people, and we got a whole army of soldiers in the field right now. You know what I'm saying? And of course it's harmful because we opening up people's eyes to what's going on. And we're doing this for a reason. What we're doing is pretty much enlighten the public that y'all dealing with scammers. So they have to change their patterns up. Let me tell you something. Hey, Cleo, let me explain something to you.
Mm.
Do you know how wide open Marwa and his family would have been doing right now, manipulating these people if we was not in the background putting them out to the public? Are you kidding me? Let me tell you something, Cleo. They would have been brainwashing so many people. Listen what they're doing now. What they're trying to prove to us is you can say what you want to say. We're going to do it. We're going to do it regardless. Do what y'all got to do, bro, but just use your money. That's all. Use your money. And these people, listen, like Aaron Dante, you can prove any point you want, bro. But do paperwork for Demongo play you now. Ain't nothing special about you, brother. Ain't nothing special about you, Mr. Dante.
So do you think that the government should ban the reactors, or the government should ban the content creator, the scammers?
No, the
Who should
government should ban the content creator, not the reactors. Why would you ban the police? We the police. We the
so you
advocates for the community. You got to ban them. They're the scammers. They're the mind manipulators. They're
Yeah,
the one playing the
ban
people.
the scammers, not the reactors, because that's what this guy is doing. He's doing the opposite. Like the people are gonna forget the drama. The problem is people forget the drama that the content creators, like scammers, are doing. You quickly forget so quickly, so fast. The next day, nobody knows anything. And people act as if it's a new story. Like people just act like it's a new story. They just forgot it. They don't watch the past videos or watch the whole video. They just go like, "No, we love this guy. This is wrong." So like, I like your answer that says the government should ban the scammers, not the reactors. You know, because these people have no choice but to carry the school bags. Who do you
Listen,
trust? To
banning the reactors like you say ban the police. Why would you ban the police if they're trying to protect the people?
Exactly. Exactly. You know, they should ban it. The people are carrying school bags around the world and traveling and whatever. These people that are lowering the standards of YouTube. It's not the reactors that are actually, lowering the standards of YouTube. People that are lowering the standards and then the terms and the conditions and all the standards, the policies of YouTube is the people that are taking the money from the poor and the sick people. Those are the people that are making YouTube. Like anybody can just start a YouTube today and start raising funds. That's what. So they don't want. I don't believe. Do you think King the Traveler, some of these scammers and the YouTube content creators, they don't want critical thinkers, right? Yes or no?
Break it down, critical.
Are you a critical thinker? As
Break it down more about critical thinker. Like what you mean?
Like in terms of looking at all the events that are taking place, all the drama that is being created, all the scripts that the scammers and
yeah. I would say I'm definitely a critical thinker, and to make sure, correct me if I'm wrong. And the reason why I say that because I look at overall of everything. I don't look at what take place today. I look at what took place a year ago. I look at what DAVEY Jr. did when he pretended to the audience he was on his last breath 2 years ago. That's how I determine everything that I say. I don't determine off what you told me yesterday or last week. I determine what was going on for a long period of time. It's just like anybody. The problem is with people, they look at what's going on in the moment. No, I look at the past too. And if the past is still equal to what's in the moment, I start putting a piece of the puzzle together and say this has become a way of life now. They was scamming, they continue lying, now it's a way of life. That's the evidence right there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So last question that I'm gonna ask, I'm tired of asking. I'm tired of these people scripting everything. All the time we should be reacting to them. Let me just ask you, because they want you, King the Traveler, to be obedient reactor. Would you choose to be an obedient reactor and apologize to them?
Well, let me say this and I'm gonna end this right here, Cleo. I am not being no obedient reactor. I am not apologizing to none of them. I apologize for what? You think I'm apologize for the scams that they create, the games and the mind manipulation? No way in a million years they can hang it up. I am who I am. Respect me for who I am. And if you don't like it, hike it. No love lost, but if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. Peace.
Peace.
It's the King of Trouble talk show with real experience, with real culture and people across the world. Let's travel.
Welcome to Africa, man. You know what I'm saying? Over here in the village with the kids. You know how we do it, man. Africa, so this the real deal. Welcome to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Just doing a little tour with the King of Travel, man. We just making it do what it do. You know what I mean? That's word.